Hey, what's going on, Cowboy Nation? It's your boy Paul Spencer, and you are tuning in to them 215 Boys Live. Of course, my name is Paul Spencer, and I got my main man, the Tower of Power, the one that's always replicated, but that never can be duplicated. My man standing there, the Tower of Power. What is going on, brother?
What's up, Paul? What's going on?
I'm feeling good, man. How you been? I know hope they've been working you too hard out there, man. I know you were sick last week. I hope you're feeling a lot better, brother.
Always. Yeah, now I'm cool now.
There we go.
Nice week off.
I'm glad I missed you last week, but we had our little brother Dave Yarnell step in. It was good. It's good to talk to true friends about the Cowboys that know it. No BS, no sugarcoat. Tell you the truth, simple facts. You know what I mean?
That's right. Keep it 100.
Exactly. That's what we do here, man. But listen, man. The draft just came up, so let's just dive into it real quick. Um, we had a lot of needs going into the draft, Matt. We lost Linnell Collins, we lost Connor Williams, Tyron Smith as we speak. He's Sean Lee 2.0. He can't ever stay healthy. So we had needs, and we had a lot of them basically. And everybody has their different opinion, Matt. But talking about the first pick out there, Tyler Smith, 6'8", 330-pound offensive tackle who can play guard, who can play tackle on both sides of the ball, Matt. I know he's not the flashy pick, Matt, but how do you feel about this?
It's something we needed. The offensive tackle spot. We're missing Collins. A big body that was over there.
Exactly.
I think he's going to fill in nicely.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
he wasn't top of the line, but it's something we needed. We had to pick up before it got too late.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know he was the flashy pick. A lot of people that don't watch college, they're like, who the hell is this dude, Tyler Smith? What is he related to Tyron Smith? Well, let's not hope that, number one. But
Right.
dude, I mean, he coming from college where he played at Tulsa. Yeah, it's a low school, not Power Five, but this guy, man, held his own. Now, the only downfall that I see, Matt, we spoke about it, is his penalties. Can he adapt to the game? I mean, I think he can, because we got to remember he's going to start at left guard next to the Hall of Famer Tyron Smith. So that's going to help him out a little bit. But that if these two hold up, good God, let's just run behind the left side of the line, man, like old school time.
We have to build up our offensive line again.
Mhm.
We all know that it starts in the trenches.
Exactly.
Before we really go to the outside of the offensive line, the wide receiver core, the running backs, we have to build our offensive line. And it starts with, you know,
Exactly.
ha- having big boys on the line, which
Exactly. That's
Tyler Smith is one.
Yeah, I mean, that
The
size, incredible. I mean, he's like a plug and play player. We already have him projected, off left guard. But in college, he actually only position he didn't play on the line was center. And hey, listen, if we can get Tyler Baez to play good, we already know about Zach Martin. We don't have to worry about that dude. But the only issue we have is Terrence Steele on the right side. But just remember, this guy can move to the right tackle if we need that to happen. And if he does that, that right side as a combination with Zach Martin and Tyler Smith over there. So pick your poison where you want to put this guy.
Yeah, even whatever position they put him at,
Mhm.
he's going to fit nicely. You got Martin on the one side, Tyrone on the other side.
Right.
So pick a spot, any spot. Uh,
Exactly.
I'm what I like about this kid too is after he got drafted, he told I'm pretty sure he told I think it was Jerry Jones, put me anywhere you need me.
Yes, I seen that tweet that he put out there to Jerry Jones. He's like, "I just want to play. Put me in any position you want. I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to make it happen." That's something you
Right,
like to see, like especially from an offensive lineman who might Matt, you coach football, and you're in your 3-point stance. It's hard to move from left side to right side, and this dude is willing to
right,
do that with your foot movements off, coordinations off. You're leading with one foot, back foot, other foot. If he's willing to learn that, that tells you something about a first round pick, coming out of a school like Tulsa. He's ready to go. I'm glad we got this guy. I mean, I give this a solid, I want to say an A, honestly. The only downfall is his penalties, but that's something you can learn, Matt. Yes, that's coachable. There's
right.
no on the field issue. That's coachable to me. So I agree with this pick. I really love this pick. Like I said, it's not flashy, but I love it.
Yeah, as long as he gets over the penalty stage,
Exactly.
um, I think we might make out with him.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be worse.
I
We
think
lost Lel Collins and, Connor Williams. That was a penalty box right there. I mean, hey,
right.
it's if he's better than that, we can, fundamentally. let's just roll with it. I think I love it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like when he got drafted, they were talking about, well, we just got rid of the penalties and now we're bringing one in.
Right.
So hopefully, since he's young, he's willing to learn, which it
Mm,
seems like right off the bat.
right.
And getting over that stage of all those penalties and holding.
Right. And to me, that's coachable. You know, your first comment to the Cowboys nation is say, I'm willing to go anywhere you want me to do. I'll play water boy if you have to. You know, just plug me
Right,
in here and let me play. Let me show you what I can do. Like that's something that tells you, right? As a coach, you know, you're sitting there, wow, this kid's willing to learn. He's a first round pick and he don't care if he plays tackle, guard, wherever we need him. He just wants to win. That's something you want, man. That's something we really hadn't had in a long time. You know, it's like
right.
it's built in the trenches, Matt. Definitely let's start there.
Yeah, which we definitely need.
Yeah. Well, let's go to our second pick, Matt. This guy right here, Sam Mills, defensive end from Ole Miss. You know, hey, not your household name. You know, nobody really talked about this guy, but watch college football. This kid has a motor, and I don't want to compare him to this guy, but watching this kid play, he is a Micah Parsons 2.0 hybrid defensive end linebacker. The kid has a motor, Matt. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, bringing him in, you could see we seen it last year. Dan Quinn's, we're trying to be a quick defense
Right,
now,
right.
flying to the ball, which
Mhm,
Parson demonstrated last year how
mhm.
it's going to be. Them referring Mills to Parsons, I
Exactly.
love it. Bring it on.
Yeah, I mean, if
You know what I
just
mean?
imagine, like we talked, you know, before we got on here, if you have Demarcus Lawrence, you know, shadowed by Micah Parsons on that right hand side, the weak, what we call the weak side, but it's our strong side, really for us. And
Right,
then you have someone like a Sam Mills playing defensive end, who's a hybrid that can move back to linebacker. And let's just say this guy Jabril Cox comes in there and plays ball this year. You have three stud defensive players on four, really two. I mean, two on both sides bookends. To me, that's a great pick. Like I said, he's not a flashy pick, but it's a need. It's a need that we needed there, and I fundamentally like this kid. I watch a lot of Ole Miss. This kid has a motor. You know, I don't want to compare him to Parsons yet, saying he's there, but if he pans out, he could be legit. He's learning from the lion too. So what
right.
better can happen there?
Yeah, I mean, if he can learn from it, from Parsons and get better and, is willing to learn. I mean, I think that's the big part with any of these draft picks that we talk about tonight. They have to be willing to learn,
Mhm.
not being cocky and thinking they're the best of the best.
Right.
Um, they're better than most of us outside, but because of the chances to make it to the NFL.
Sure.
However, they have to be willing to learn uh,
Mhm.
and get ready to work when they get into the office. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think this defensive end, he's a hybrid because, you know, Gallimore comes back, the nose tackle that we had. He was injured. He comes back. Dorrance Armstrong comes back. And of course, we picked up another defensive end hybrid in Dante Fowler, too. So I think we're
Right.
we're pretty good on the front seven this year. You know, the only downfall I see is maybe a Van Der Esch, honestly. You know, with his speed,
Yeah.
'cause like you said, Dan Quinn is a ball hawk. They finally believed into a system where, hey, you're not one player out here. You're not the franchise player. We play 7-on-7 frontline ball, and then the corners, you know, they can hold their own, but we need a pass rush. And just like you said, these guys fly on the ball. There's seven guys on the ball constantly, east, west, north, south. We
Right.
got it. And that's something we haven't done in a long time.
I'm excited for it.
I am too.
Building this defense up. We haven't seen a good defense in a couple years.
Yeah, I mean, we talk
Um,
about it all the time, Matt. 2 years ago, you know, there's when we used to talk on the phone about it, you know, we didn't wanna talk to each other basically how bad they were playing. They
right.
were a disgrace, you know, you're up 25, then all of a sudden, it's just like we're down 20. This defense was
Right.
just the worst I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. And Van Der Esch should be worried picking up
Good.
more defensive players.
Yes.
Um, you know,
Mhm.
it's his last year. I mean, point blank. Period.
Yeah.
It should have last year should have been his last year, but
Yeah.
now like he should be thinking like, oh
Mhm.
crap, I'm done. Like this is my last year.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, you know, Parsons right now, we pretty much have, you know, at the weak side linebackers, Van Der Esch, the middle is gonna be Parsons, of course. But you think about it, you got Jabril Cox breathing down his neck, another rookie picked up last year. And then right
Right.
after that, you got Deron Blaine. We'll talk about him. He's a safety, he can play linebacker. And then if this kid, Damon Clark, that we're going to talk about, you know, pans out as a seventh round pick, man, you got the future of linebackers right here with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, three stud players. And this guy
Oh
right here,
yeah.
Sam Mills, he was all SEC last year. with 12 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, and solo tackles. I think it was like 60 as a defensive end. And he was first team all SEC, which tells you a lot playing against Alabama, players like that. And then that's all we
Yeah,
talk about: Bama, Clemson,
big
Georgia.
colleges,
Exactly. I mean,
well-known
right,
colleges.
this is like a varsity league right here, and this kid was all first team defensive end. He was highly unsung. Nobody talked about this guy. But I like the pick. Where I give this one a I'm gonna say almost a B plus on this one. If he pans out.
Yeah, I agree.
hmm So we addressed
Maybe
it.
if he pans out, it might be an A minus.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I'm probably going to give it probably a B plus A minus right now for the first two picks. They're not high picks, but I mean, not name wise, but I enjoy the picks because it's what we needed. As real fans, we see what we need. We need that defensive end. We lost Gregory, offensive tackle.
Right,
Offensive guard. We needed that. We lost two of them last year, so two plug and play players right now. And now
right.
the other thing is we lost Amari Cooper. So third round, we went out and got a high flying kid. He's not from Alabama, but he's from South Alabama. But the
Close
kid,
enough.
hey, he's Alabama, right? But this
Right.
is a flyer, Matt. I'm talking flyer. This kid, I think he had like 1,500 yards last year, 82 catches, 8 touchdowns. He's a polished route runner, and he has hands to get the ball. That's what we need. I mean, Amari Cooper, we lost a lot, but I think this guy, if he's with CD Lamb, if Gallup comes back healthy, because I think he's going to miss 2 to 3 games, it's kid plug and play with James Washington and Dalton Schultz. I like where we're at, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're headed in the right direction.
Right. I agree.
Uh, we all keep saying, which we will say. Hopefully, they pan out.
Right. Right.
It's two different things: college football to NFL.
Sure.
Everybody knows that.
hmm
Uh, but if he's a go-getter, let's get
Yeah.
it.
That's what I mean. I mean, a lot, it's coming from a small school, but listen, man, those guys out there, they have nothing to lose. They're playing for a
Right.
contract, and it's what we need. If these, like I said, the word is pan out, but that's even going with the quarterback in the first round. You never know if you never know if you're going to find that Joe Burrows out there. You never know.
I feel
You
like that's
know?
like with the entire draft, though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
mhm,
every NFL team is taking a risk at drafting
yeah,
anybody.
exactly right. I mean,
So,
that's just like Hamilton out there would be the biggest safety out there, and he's I call him the phenom safety, but we don't know it's a college game, and you come into the pros where hell everybody runs a 4.4.
oh wait,
Oh
Hamilton was the one that the Eagles should have picked up.
yeah,
Oh,
talk
but they
about
didn't go for their need it.
Yeah, they wanna diss our picks, hey, he dropped in your lap, why not take him? But hey, you guys wanna go with a 6'8", 500 5,000 pound beast that's gonna go to play 2 downs, in a series, so it's up to you guys.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I like Jordan
No, I
Davis.
do
I
too.
mean,
Yeah, we gotta rip
he's
him
a
off.
monster. And you
He
know what? We'll talk about it, I'm sure, later. But he's gonna hurt us in the long run
Yeah, I mean,
if,
that
if we
whole
don't strengthen up on our line.
yeah, to me, he's Matt, you just like, he's a huge D tackle, like an old school D tackle where he's playing nose
Hmm.
tackle by himself, and he can clog up that, the A and B gap by himself just by putting his arms out there. And I tell you what, Zeke, listen, man, I hope you bulk up a little bit. 'Cause, man, you're running into a brick shit house at nose tackle, brother. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. The only good thing is though with like Jordan, for us,
Mhm.
um, for the Eagles it sucks, but his pass rushing's terrible.
Exactly, right. His motor's not there. He's a run clogger is what he is. He can
Right.
fill any gap in the hole. But hey, you know what? That's fine. If you wanna give us a little pass rush, we can get Dak out of the pocket. You're not gonna catch him. You're not gonna catch him.
Right.
The motor's not there to catch him. And if he does 1 or 2 plays, guess what? You're gassed. You're gonna come out of the game, and that's fine with
Hmm.
us. We'll pick up the hot route and just go to a slot right away. That's fine with you. I don't wanna give him all the secrets, but, hey, I
Right.
think that's
Right.
what we do. Well, let's talk about it. We
Yeah.
lost we lost, Blake Jarwin last year, so we picked up Jake Ferguson. Now, he's a tight end from Wisconsin. He's not a plug-and-play player. He's got a good motor, good hands. His dad is actually a legend, Barry Alvarez. Was the head coach for Wisconsin for years now. He's the athletic director, and his quote was saying, my grandson wants to play any position out there. He's willing to learn it, just like the other one." And that tells you a little bit about, a 4th round pick that we took this guy in the 4th round when we had other holes. So that's a high perspective about talking to somebody in a 4th round where it really wasn't your pick to go after a tight end. There was other holes too. So hopefully this guy can plan out too. But he's big.
Yeah. How big is he? What's his size?
I think he's. I'm going to say. Let me look at it real quick. I have it on the screen here. He is actually 6 foot 6.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's a big dude too.
Yep. Yep.
Which is good. Which is good for the third downs.
Exactly. I
Um,
mean, I think it's going
if
to
you
be.
got if he has to like get up to, you know what I mean. Some of these D backs have ups. You know what I
Yeah.
mean. They can get their bodies. Their verticals are crazy.
Right.
So him being 6'6" and having some vertical.
And plus, he has a lot of size too. Like, remember we were talking a couple of weeks ago where they were talking about putting Simi Fieko at tight end. He's
Yeah.
big. He's 6'7", but he only weighs like 180. You're going to get bounced off the ball quick. You ain't gonna be able to chip
Right.
anybody. So I like going out and get this guy because I think he's going to take over the second position over Jeremy Sprinkles. I think Sprinkles is probably going to go down to the third string. And if this guy, like the word is, we always use speculation and pan out. But if this guy does, I think he's going to be the second tight end on the team, right behind Dalton Schultz.
Yeah. I mean, if we can have a solid backup, second string tight end, let's
Yeah,
have at it. I mean,
exactly.
I like Jarwin as well.
Yeah.
Just his injury took over,
Hmm.
and I'm sure the Cowboys didn't want to take on that injury prone. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So I'm all for it. I mean, what do we have to lose? You know what I mean? We haven't won a Super Bowl, so let's
Yeah, I don't
let's
even
see
think
what happens.
how long ago was that, Matt? Oh my God, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean,
Yeah, it's
let's do what we have to do.
exactly.
Let's change stuff up a little bit. See what
Well,
happens.
fifth round. Speaking of offensive line, we went with a guy named Matt Walazico. He's from North Dakota State. He's an offensive tackle. We took him in the basically the fifth round as well. I mean, this guy, he's a big guy. I think he was like 6'8", 320, 6'7", 322. He started 29 games at North, 29 games out of 32, and he primarily played the left tackle. But he said he wants to slide to the left guard to get playing time. What do you think about that?
Team players.
That's what I mean.
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
this guy.
I think,
Yep, go ahead.
but we're all looking at Tyrone Smith possibly retiring after this
Yes,
year.
yes.
Um,
Mm,
and of course, Tyrone Smith's one of those players that he's a team player. He's going to do he has to do for the team.
right.
I think he's holding on until we have a line.
Yeah.
So if Matt plays left guard this year and then switches over to the tackle when Tyrone Smith's gone,
Hmm.
or even if he's just a backup to Tyrone Smith because Tyrone Smith gets hurt a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. I
you know what
think
I mean? But learning from Tyrone Smith
exactly
is you know what I mean. Let's
huge.
have at it.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And I think that's why, in the first round, we picked up Tyler Smith to eventually take over that blind side of Tyron Smith's side. He's going to willing to learn with it. And then we went out and got this guy, Walkowski from of North Dakota State as an offensive tackle. When he's willing to move to the guard position, well, you know what? You just solidified your whole entire line if this pans out. Tyron Smith, if he's healthy, he plays left tackle. We have Tyler Smith going to the right tackle, and we have Baez, which is going to be our weak spot next to Zach Martin on the right. And if this guy pans out playing either right or left tackle, I'm sorry, guard, we have an offensive line there if they pan out and they're young too. So hey,
Right.
we're okay with that. I mean, I'm good with this pick. He's not a big name, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, what's another couple years of rebuilding? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
We waited this long for a Super Bowl. What's another couple years?
Right, exactly. Because it took us a while, Matt. We got we got Tyron Smith, then basically his year was pretty bad, just with him
Right.
alone. And then we went out, and we got, Zach Martin, we got Travis Frederick. Then we, hopefully Lev Collins was panning out, but we had an offensive line to run that ball. Then all of a
Right.
sudden it really started on the downfall was when Travis Frederick got, his injury, not his injury, but I want to say his disease, which panned him out. But it was those 4 or 5 hits right there on the offensive line. That's how DeMarco Murray basically got his 1,800 yards that year. Just running
Right.
behind those guys. And I think that's where it starts in the trenches. If we go back there, we solidify our offense. We all know, Matt. We run the ball first. Play action happens. It's all over. We have the weapons to beat anybody out there, and the defense to contain now. So I'm fine with this pick.
Yeah, I
And then we
agree.
and then we got DeLaron Bland. He's from Fresno State. He's a ball hawk. He's 6'4" ball hawk out there. Yes, he comes from Fresno State, but this kid is a legitimate threat. I mean, he he's I watched a couple games in Fresno State because they're pretty much on at like 11 or 12 o'clock at night in West Coast. But I watched a couple games, and especially after the draft, looking at this guy. This guy doesn't play. He doesn't play zone, Matt. I mean, if the team is in zone, he waves it off and he sticks man on an island, one on one, man to man. And I tell you, that's fundamentally as a guy coming in, and he's on Twitter saying he wants to start, and he even said it. He's like, I want that second position next to Diggs, and that tells you something from a 6th round pick coming in, and
Right.
we need that man to man coverage because we can't play man to man.
We need that confidence level.
Right.
You know what I mean? The I love the man-to-man coverage. If you can do it and
Yeah.
he's good at it,
Hmm.
um, let's get Brown out of here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not. I never was a fan of him. I don't think he's that great.
No.
I think he's he's mediocre. You know what I mean? I don't think he's top notch. He gets
Right.
burnt too many times.
Hmm.
Um, and isn't he? Quite frankly, I think he's on like the smaller side,
He
uh,
is. Yeah, he is.
size wise. Which
Hmm.
I'm not putting him down. The kid's athletic.
Right.
I just think his time's up here in Dallas.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, especially last year when we picked up this one guy that's probably going to be going to jail, Kelvin Joseph. We don't know about his situation, but
Oh, right,
he was a 2nd round pick out of Kentucky last year. He didn't pan out anything. He wanted to be a rapper instead of a DB, and
right,
that didn't pan out. But I mean, hopefully, he maybe he finds the right ways after this situation and says, "Hey, look, I was drafted second by the Dallas Cowboys in the 2nd round. And they just drafted, 2 corners. Maybe I should get my, shit straight and start playing some ball here. We got a good
right.
squad. We really got a young squad, all defensive ball and offense right now. So, I mean, I'm pretty good with that, man. I mean, the last guy, man, let's talk about this guy right here. This guy right here could possibly be the steal of the draft. 7th round pick, Damon Clark, linebacker, LSU, all SEC linebacking, first team. Led the league in tackles, led the team in his prior years in tackles, sacks, and pressures. The only thing is, Matt, now I know I've had spinal surgery and you have as well. He's coming off a spinal infusion, Matt. What do you think, Matt?
I mean, listen, it's a seventh round pick.
Right,
Uh, if it doesn't pan out, eh, it is what it is.
right.
Um, but if he does,
Hmm.
could be the steal of the draft.
It could be. Like he said, it's like, what? It's a 7th round pick. We didn't reach here. It wasn't a Jalen Smith situation where out of Notre Dame, he plugged his knee and we took him in the 2nd round. We sat him on the bench, redshirted him basically for a whole year, played 3 years, and then the speed just wasn't there. That was a reach right there. But this guy, 7th round compared to a second round compared to a second compared to a 7th round, dude. We paid a bag of peanuts for this guy. Even if he
Right.
becomes a special team player to learn the ropes and get healthy, I'm fine with that 7th round pick for the future. It's not a big deal to me. But I mean, I like this kid if he can pan out. Hopefully that spinal fusion stays right with them because that's huge, man. We both had it, and it's like learning how to walk again, and let alone play football.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And listen, that could be that's Van Der Esch's replacement.
Yeah, let's. I mean, that's if I.
Even if we have to redshirt him this year, or he takes longer to heal up.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It could take. I mean, Van Der Esch could be done after this year,
Yeah, yeah.
and then he steps right in to replace him.
And I mean, that's the great thing. We picked up some linebackers and defensive end hybrid linebackers, defensive ends that can move multiple positions. And that's what I love about Dan Quinn. He's not a coach that says, "Hey, you're going to play one position. You're going to learn your defensive end. I want you hybrid." And just like you said, Matt, that key word is speed. Dallas Cowboy is a speed defense. It's 7 guys on the front line running to the ball. A defensive tackle. You better recover and you better put pressure on outside the pocket as well. And that's what I love to
Right.
do. It's not one guy anymore flying to the ball. It's 7. They want that script. They want that recovery. And that's something Dan Quinn has preached. And finally, I thank God they've learned it and bought into the system, Matt.
Right. And they're hungry.
Exactly. That's the key word, hungry. Right. They know what they can do. The offense is good, and a lot of times, we the offense was great 2 years ago, but it was the defense, and it's a 180 turn for the defense. Now it's like a 50-50 show. The offense needs to produce, and now we have a lead. We know the defense can maintain that lead. Not like going into the fourth quarter up, 15, 20 points. We've talked about it, Matt. That's not enough to win the game with the Cowboys 2 years ago. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, not at all.
no. I mean, what do you give the overall grade? Seeing what we picked up here, where do you think we fit in with our needs? What would you give it?
With our needs, I'd probably grade it as a B plus.
Okay.
B plus. I mean, I heard Jerry and the draft room was trying to move up and to make, you know, better choices in what we needed.
Right.
Um, but for who we got, B plus. I mean, I don't want to give them 100%,
Right.
because it's not 100%.
I
Some of these picks are questionable of how they're going to, you know, transfer from college to NFL.
mhm,
Um, they weren't all big names,
right.
coming out of college, but I'd give it a solid B plus.
I agree with you. I'd probably go with the B plus. I mean, there was a couple A's that I think, but with the hit or miss that we're not sure exactly what they can pan out to be. So I'm probably going to give it a B, B plus, solid B, most likely a B plus, heading into an A with the picks. But it's kind of a reach to go to an A with me because there's a lot of unknown players. Just like you said, coming in from college, coming in. We got a lot of guys from small schools, Tulsa, South Alabama. Wisconsin's good, but Fresno State, North Dakota State, they're JV teams compared to what the other SEC teams out there. So I'm gonna give them a solid B. I'm gonna go B, probably B plus on this one.
Yeah,
Now,
I agree.
yep.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I mean, we could end up into an A plus eventually, or a
Right.
solid A.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
as of right now, we
Right.
keep it 100.
Exactly. I agree with
Solid B.
you. Now let me ask you this, Matt. We already know. We finished. We don't care about the division winning division, Matt. We don't. That's BS with us. We don't give a damn. We don't get. I'm looking at it right now. I don't see a participation trophy on my shelf. They don't mean
Right.
mean crap to me. But let's talk about it. Yeah, the Eagles went out there. Okay, they're building for the future. They had two this year. They had three. They gave up one to the Saints, which I don't know how the hell that freaking happened with that BS deal. But they have two first rounders next year. With the first rounders here, they got Davis, a plug and play player, but we'll talk about him. Where do you think we stack up with the Eagles, Giants, and that team down 95 Washington?
It depends. It depends on a lot of things.
Hmm.
Quarterbacks, how
Agree.
they're going to. We have Carson Wentz down 95. We have Daniel Jones. He's a hit or miss.
Right.
Carson Wentz, we know what he's capable of. He's
Right.
also a hit or miss. I feel like he can be good, but eh,
We,
iffy.
yeah.
Um, Eagles could be an issue.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think it's a two-team race. I mean, that's who I'm really comparing ourselves to is probably going to be the Eagles. Because the other two, are pretty much down the draft. The Giants had a great draft. I mean, I'm not going, but how can you mess up at picks 5 and 7? I mean, that takes a
right,
complete idiot to mess up 5 and 7. But my concern is with the Eagles. They got AJ Brown, which is a steal. They're
yeah,
built for speed right now. I mean, the only downfall I see is maybe a Jalen Hurts that can't throw the ball deep. That's the only thing I can see right now. He's as a runner, he scares the hell out of me. Especially with
right,
we don't get pressure on them. I mean, our defensive ends have to stay home once in a while, or the linebackers can't. They can't commit to the run. They have to stay home. And what I was thinking is like, I hate to say the word Van Der Esch. Maybe if we get a faster linebacker, or move someone up as a hybrid safety linebacker, and when we play a team like, let's say, an Eagles team, or we play, if we ever play Cleveland, which we don't play this year, like what's his name over there? Oh goodness, what's this Cleveland's guy? They just Deshaun Watson. If we play
yeah,
a quarterback like that, we run a spy on him because Jalen Hurts gets a lot of yards off the ground on broken plays, and that's what's
right.
scary too. I think
That's what made the Eagles last year.
exactly right. Yep. So
Um,
I mean, the Eagles are the only team that really scare me, but I know it's too early to give it a grade and say, yeah, I think we can compete. I don't think we can compete. It's way too early. We're not going to BS anything right now. But do you think we've filled the holes enough to compete with what the Eagles have done so far in free agency and draft?
I mean, I think we got the positions where we can compete.
Right.
Do I think we're going to go into Philadelphia and beat up on them? No.
Mhm.
Uh, we're a long time away from that point.
I agree.
Um, we're far away from it. As of right now, they have a solid wide receiver core.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? AJ Brown. The only concern, just like you just mentioned, is Jalen Hurts' arm.
right.
If but if excuse me, Jalen Hurts is practicing with AJ Brown. That's his best friend,
Yeah, yeah, and I see a
and
lot
he's
of
working on his arm,
yeah. Mhm.
and they get on the same page. That's trouble.
Yeah,
That's
that's
trouble for us.
you have to put
AJ
pressure on,
Brown's is a yeah, and AJ Brown's not a small guy.
and that's what I mean.
Uh,
On the other side, they have the burner and Devontae Smith who can take the
yeah,
roof off on any time out there. And then you got a great tight end in Dallas Goedert as well. So, I mean, the weapons are there. And they have three, running backs that are it's like
right.
Gainwell, he's a scat back to me. You can put him anywhere you want. He's a mismatch because I don't know how smart Sirianni is, but I'm telling you, as a coach, Matt, if I'm seeing a linebacker govern, man on man with my running back, which is Gainwell on Van Der Esch, oh my God, you know what? Hey, here we go. We're going to run a little out route right down the sidelines, a little hook route to you, a little wheel
Yeah,
route. You're gone, baby, but that's
the wheel routes I call the Darren Sproles.
yeah, that's exactly, yeah, when you have a back like that, or I call it scat back, if you have a bat like that and you're one-on-one with a linebacker or,
Uh huh.
anyone out there and it's just like, you just give them that look, we run it a lot. I just give the quarterback gives them that look and says, "It's your time." Just, go in motion. As soon as you're in motion, it's just a wheel route. And hey, you're just like, Darren Sproles, you're running down the sidelines. You ain't being caught. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Uh, and then on the defensive side of the Eagles, they have a solid front line.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And
they got
it's got better.
yeah, right, and they don't even as of right now they didn't need Jordan Davis at first, but they could use him.
Right.
You got Fletcher Cox, you got Hargrave is a monster.
Yeah, he's
Watching him play last year, dude, it's
man.
scary.
That one game where he had like I think three straight tackles, and I was just like, I was actually shitting myself. I was like, this dude, his bull rush, Matt, was something I haven't seen in a long time. It was just a straight one arm bull rush, and
Right.
I think it was on our guy. I think it was on Connor Williams last year when he just bull rushed him. Connor
Yeah.
Williams just got pancaked with one arm, and I was like, this guy's insane. His speed, his motor, his strength, insane.
Yeah, I mean, even I call him badass. Our center got destroyed by him too, as well. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He
Yep.
got torn up. And I think it's a little bit of rookiness to start off. Those rookie nerves. Um, but Hargrave was a rookie also, which
Right.
he fit right into the
He did.
NFL,
He did.
which was great for the Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry,
Yeah, I
but
know.
we keep it 100 here, and it's going to be tough to compete with them.
It is. I mean, we don't sugarcoat anything. We'll tell you, we'll be the first ones to tell you we suck like ass. We'll tell you right away.
Yeah,
We don't care. We'll be serious with it. We play good. We're always going to find that downfall no matter what the hell it is. We ain't special. And you know what? We ain't the best team out there. We're going to keep it 100 just like you said. But there's a lot of issues with our team versus the Eagles. I mean, it's going to be a chess match. And I tell you what, I know Sirianni is not the brightest head coach in the room, but we got McCarthy too, and that's like, hey, it's like a hit or miss. You Sirianni, we have McCarthy. That could be a coin toss. So I'm glad Sirianni's played coin tosses out there. So, you know,
right.
ah,
Yeah, I
but
mean, and it's like going back on our defense, or just in general our team,
right,
and like seeing them drop Amari Cooper off for a bag of peanuts,
yeah,
getting
yeah,
rid of Cedric Wilson.
yeah.
I mean, our whole offensive line, which was well needed.
Mhm.
But do you think that they're trying to rebuild our offense again?
You know what? It's hard to say because it's really hard to judge what they're doing, Matt. Yeah, just like with Amari Cooper. Okay, he's making $20 million, but you gave him away for what was a fifth round pick, Matt. That's
Yeah, something
embarrassing.
like that.
That's
Yeah,
embarrassing, number 1, okay? That's just telling me, like, either
it's
you're
disrespectful.
it
Sorry to
is,
interrupt, but it's
it is.
disrespectful to Amari
That's
Cooper.
that's exactly what it is, man. It's disrespectful that we only got a fifth round pick for the guy. He's still a top
Right.
10 receiver in the league, and you get a bag of peanuts for the guy. Then you go out and you lose Cedric Wilson, which is a key piece, third down toe drag swag. He was a key piece in our third down game. And when Gallup got hurt, he stepped up. Cooper was out, he stepped up. That pisses me off that you're right. It possibly could be it. But the key thing will tell me if we're rebuilding this office is the one guy we haven't mentioned tonight, that big guy number 4. That will tell me next year if we're going to keep Pollard or we're going to keep Zeke. Which way do we go and how do we do it? If we keep Zeke, he's not a east-west runner. He's a north-south runner, but he's scared to do it. Pollard is a northwest, north-south, east-west type of guy. That'll tell me if we're going him. This offense, we're going to open this offense up. If we keep Zeke, there's going to be 2 or 3 fullbacks on this roster because he needs them in his line.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. For the rebuilding, it's possible. I mean, we have the tools right now where we don't need to do it. It's just plug and play players that we need on both sides of the ball. We're there. We're not like the Jacksonville Jaguars where we're playing for a number 1 pick or a top 10 pick where we need multiple holes. We know what we need, and we kind of addressed them this year. So I think it's fundamental ball. If everybody can gel and play together, and Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn gets the players in line, and the key word again is health. If we can get these healthy players out there, like the offensive line, if Tyron Smith can stay healthy, man, this offensive line can be nasty. The wide receiving core, if they gel, and the new wide receiver, he pans out, Tolbert pans out, we could be great. Secondary can be good, but the only hole, like you said, maybe is an Anthony Toast Brown. And maybe hopefully Kelvin Joseph comes back and plays ball this year if he's not in jail. We don't know that. There's a lot of key out there. We don't know. But let me ask you this, Matt. Heading into the OTAs, I know we still have about a month and a half before the OTAs. What do you think the biggest question is going into that?
I gotta see. My biggest concern is if we can get a bomb going on in our offense.
Yeah. I agree.
I see our defense is clicking from last year. I feel like they're going to move it, just transfer it into this season. It's the offense.
Yeah.
Can we bond together? Can we get stuff going? Can we get better every day? Open up our playbooks a little bit.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. I'm done with being a vanilla. Like in the first 6 games, we were a NASCAR offense. I mean, excluding the Tampa Bay game because we had to take what they gave us. There was no way we're going to run the ball in that front 7 with Tampa Bay. So we took 5-yard ding passes here, there, slants, whatever, took our shots. Close game. But then after that, we became a NASCAR offense where it looked insane. Nobody can stop us. And then all of a sudden, it was just Kellen Moore, the Wonder Boy, turned into dollar store bread and just went straight vanilla. It was just something you were so predictable. First down, here it is, the run. Second down, oh, you're definitely going play action. Third down, it's a little slant to Cooper or Gallup, somebody like that. It was consistent 1, 2, 3 every series, and it was just bad. I hope just like you said, he does not become vanilla 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we need some type of motivation.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's not. Well, I mean, we all know there's no motivation to get to the Super Bowl.
Right.
We see that every year. I mean, we start off strong and then we take a shit. To be honest,
that's what it is. I mean, like last year, Matt, we talked about, hey, we're going. It's a rivalry renewed. San Francisco 49ers and Dallas Cowboys. 90s, man. This is all over again. This is where it started. This team, whoever wins is going to the Super Bowl to represent the NFC. That's what it was back in the day. But now it's just like you said, they came to our house and we shit the bed, man. It was just embarrassing to where, what was it, Jerry Jones? You just made you glad the playoffs and you got another, week to get your commission sales, ticket sales, whatever. No, as a fan, we don't want that. We don't give a damn about that. We're the ones that watch the game every week, listen to it, understand it, and been through 26 years of disappointment, that where we want finally a team to go into the playoffs, protect your own house or on the road. Because I was already predicting we go to Green Bay and knock them out because Dez caught that ball, and I remember that. I want to go back and renew that again. Make this our run. But you're right. As soon as we could be 13-3, Matt, going into the playoffs, and I'm scared to death. Even being a number 1 seed, I'm scared as hell going into the playoffs with this team.
It's just a yearly thing, year after year, the same old stuff.
It is.
You know what I mean? Oh, you get all those fake ass fans. We're going to the Super Bowl. Yo, hold on, my man. We can't talk about the Super Bowl until we win a playoff game.
Right. I mean,
We
I
got to
Matt,
get through the first round or the second round.
Matt, we talk about it all the time, man. Like, like our fan base is probably the most ridiculous fan base out there. We have some dedicated fans, millions of dedicated fans, but I always say the Eagles fans are 700 level fans. The guys that don't even buy the ticket at tailgate with their buddies, and when the gate opens, they can't go in. We have a lot of those dudes too that believe the same shit.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. Oh my God, we got this guy. We're going. Oh, Dak is the man. Zeke is going to be fine. No, brother, it ain't going to happen because you know what? We see reality. We don't sugarcoat anything. There's no BS here. We'll tell you straight up because Matt, just like you said, I think we're a good regular season team, but when we get to the
Right.
playoffs, it's a 180. We don't know who the hell's showing up, what the hell's showing up, or if we even show up. Put it that way. That's the
Yeah, I
way
mean, we all know going into the playoffs, it's a different atmosphere.
it is.
It's a new season. It's zero
Right.
zero. Everybody's got the same record going to playoffs. We
Exactly.
literally have every team has nothing to lose going into playoffs.
Right. And exactly. If you're a higher seed, it's just like that team comes into your house and beats the hell out of you. Dude, that is complete embarrassment to me right there. And I felt so bad. Like I got so many of my 49er fans calling me like, what happened? I was like, hey, 2 words. We suck. Very simple.
Yeah,
It's very simple. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Say we could have beat you.
penalties.
Penalty.
Penalties killed us. We killed ourselves.
Yeah, it was
Every
just
loss last season, we killed ourselves. We hurt
yeah,
ourselves with
exactly.
penalties.
Yeah,
20 plus yards in plays multiple times, gotten called back with penalties. It's something
yeah,
we have to fix as a team. And
yeah,
that goes back to now another concern going into OTAs.
yeah,
We need to control that stuff.
exactly. That comes with your head coach, fundamental football, 101. You know,
Yeah, and then it goes back to questioning our head coach. That's another
exactly.
concern.
That's where it starts right there. Yeah, I mean,
Is Mike McCarthy going to finally learn from his mistakes?
yeah.
Probably not.
No, I don't think he will, honestly.
But this is the time to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you scrimmage each other almost every day.
Mhm.
Uh, use your time management. Use the
Right,
practice for time management.
right. Now, Matt, did you watch that, Hard Knocks last year? Did you watch that?
No, I missed it.
They had a thing out there called, if you get a chance, watch it. It wasn't that great, honestly, but it was more about the Dak injury show, pretty much is all it was, but Mike McCarthy came out with a thing called the mojo moment, okay, where he blows his whistle and he says, "It's 2-minute drill. You score, then you don't run. Whoever scores, if the defense holds, you guys don't run. Offense, you score, you don't run." Matt, why can't we run that and play that way for 4 quarters, no matter what? Why can't we have a mojo moment for 60 minutes of a game and not do it in practice, not do a damn thing on the field regarding that? That pisses me off because when I coach, I was like, what you do on a practice field is damn right what you're going to do in a game. You half-ass the practice field, you're going to half-ass the game.
Right. And you know the saying, you practice how you play.
Exactly. Right. Hmm.
And did was that just for the show? You know what I mean?
That
Mojo,
makes you think about it. Exactly. Hmm.
was that just for the show
Right.
and not in reality for the actual season?
Right. And
Maybe
when
Mojo, maybe
yeah.
when it comes to the football games and we're down to the 2-minute mark and Mike McCarthy calls a timeout and says, Mojo, let's
Mhm.
go.
Right.
And even if it comes down to disciplining after the game or the next practice, you're running your rear ends off.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know how it's like you said, Matt, going into how many big plays we had last year. We see CD catch a pass down the middle, gets 40 yards, Gallup, same thing, Wilson, or a huge run even by Zach or Dak, or I'm sorry, Zach or Pollard. Then all of a sudden you see this holding
Yep.
coming back. And I'm like, oh, it's fundamental football. Here we go again. Great
Yeah.
first game play, whatever,
It's
and nothing.
it's frustrating to see every time we have a nice play down the field and
Yep.
next thing you know you see the yellow mark come up on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Matt, let's get into our final thoughts real quick. This is something you and I do. We created here. It's just a time for you to vent, man. I'm Jerry Jones and I'm the Cowboys, front office here, and it's your time to let me know how you feel. Give me a minute of your time and let me know how you feel. Vent your frustration. 26 years of this BS. Let it out, Matt.
And here it is, going to lead right up to that. When's enough? You know what I mean?
Yes.
When is it? I'm tired of the same crap
Yes.
over and over and over again.
Mhm.
When is enough enough? When are you going to make sure this team is well disciplined for this season,
Hmm.
or take responsibility for our offensive play calling, or the responsibility of our cornerbacks getting burnt, um, or being cocky? I'm tired of this cockiness.
Right.
We're not good. We don't got Super Bowls under our belt right now
Hmm.
that are new.
Yeah. Agreed.
I, when is enough enough?
Matt, I think we're going to trademark that. We're going to hashtag that on every one of our shows. For all the Cowboy fans out there who don't understand, enough is enough. My man, Matt Klein, the Tower of Power, just said it. The words can't be duplicated. What he just said. Enough is a freaking enough. Like, I don't even know what else to say on final thoughts, Matt. Exactly what you said. 26 years of frustration. We've been through this. We've been through BS. We've been through great times. And all you fans out there that think, you know what, we're okay. We're not okay, because I'm looking at a football behind me that says 26 years ago. 26 years ago. The motto is, when's enough enough? And to me, it's also, what have you done for me lately? So, guys, let's get it together. Let's get fundamental football back. Let's start 101. Mike McCarthy, I hope somehow somebody tags this, makes you listen to this. It all starts with you on the practice field. Your team doesn't believe in you, we ain't going nowhere. You need to set the
Right.
complete zone as your defensive coordinator did, Dan Quinn. I respect that man 100%. Mike McCarthy, get off your ass. Go to Barnes and Nobles, get a playbook and says, playbook for dummies. Read that first and then educate yourself more. Because I am done with this shit. When is enough enough, Matt? You're damn right, Matt. 100%.
Tired.
Oh my God. But Matt, before we get out of here, man, let me mention some Devereaux Sports Show, because we're part of Devereaux Sports. Guys, check out Devereaux Sports lineup of shows starting on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. with the Pat Bernard with the Gobbler Inc. Every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Monday nights, of course, we got Sully Squad with my main man, Joe Sullivan, who brings it with the Heat, the Fire, the Sixers, the Eagles, everybody, the Sixers, everyone. Tuesdays, hockey fans, we have Slater's 10 Ben at 1 o'clock with Harry Slater. He's not talking Flyers because I know you don't want to hear it. He's talking NHL playoffs. So listen to him at 1 o'clock on Sundays. And of course, Tuesday nights, we have Attacking Third every Tuesday night with Austin Hamill. I didn't change that there because I produced their show. Austin Hamill and co-host Gus Seminaro every Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. And following that, right after, for all you UFC fans out there, we have a new show on Devereaux Sports, Fight Club 215, with Joey Woods and myself going to be on that show from now on also. And of course, Wednesday night, you already know, 9 o'clock. You better tune in, Cowboy Nation. You already know who's in the house. The 215 boys are in the house with myself, Matt Klein, the Tower of Power, where we don't sugarcoat anything. We keep it real. We have when is enough enough? That's all I'm going to say. That's all we need to say about the show. And Thursday nights for you wrestling fans, we have Body Slams podcast at 9:15 every other week with Geo Frost and Joey Image. So, guys, listen, Devereaux Sports definitely has you covered for anything out there. We have new shows coming up and soon, hopefully. And listen, man, you can always find us, 215 Boys Podcast on YouTube and Twitch, and part of Devereaux Sports YouTube and Facebook page. So, for myself, man, I enjoy doing this. We keep it real. My name is Paul Spencer, and I'm with my main man as well.
Tower of Power, baby. See you next week.
Yes, sir. All right, Cowboy Nation, have a good night, and we will see you next week.